We are back in the swamp, and we have I've really not actually messed with this in about a month or so, but this was kind of like the last big thing I did. Was I got on a little bit of a Bar Mills kick. And for you guys that don't know what Bar Mills is, it is a company that makes miniature railroad houses and factories and gas stations and anything that you would see like on little miniature railroad sets. And totally awesome for any kind of inspiration drought you're in. If you're into these type of builds, you know, that's the one thing I've always said about Beyond Wolf. It's so unique and so fun, but it's not something you can do for weeks on end, just because the way the inspiration hits with this type of build. But like nothing on Planet Zoo reminds you of Beyond Wolf. It is such a unique, fun project, and it's one of the few projects that I can use it to kind of pull Drew back into Planet Zoo from time to time. But yeah, I found this little gas station just kind of trolling around the Bar Mills website. I was thinking like, man, I should buy this and put it together in real life. Like how fun of a project that would be. But I think this model, it was like $130, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to dive in that much. But I was looking on their website, and they have smaller little models for like $30 or $40, little beginner kits. And I was thinking about ordering one and maybe filming me putting that together and put it on the channel, so you would get a virtual Bar Mills build, and then an actual one if I get my hands on one of these models. But there was I had a lot of anxiety over not particularly this part, but you'll see when we jump into the real time, Drew was on board with it. He's like, yeah man, go ahead, it's fine. But we totally removed the tall Spanish section. The mountain is gone. We really kind of brought it back to level, you know, more of a bayou swamp type vibe. You know, you don't see these big mountains necessarily in the middle of these cedar swamps. So that was one of the things where I kind of went back and forth over a couple days while I was building this, and I was like, should I ask him? Would it offend him because he did all that work and you know, did all those streams and worked on that Spanish area and looked really cool. But you have to remember too, this was when I was on my big deletion vibe. Remember I basically shut down all of Suyana, deleted all of it, and I come into Beyond Wolf and I'm like, man, I need to delete some of this stuff. We are so much better than this now, and just like the techniques that we've learned and just the process that we've learned, like, you know, building even these kind of builds particularly. And I just messaged Drew one day on Discord, and I'm like, man, I am not going to be upset if you say no, but do you care if I start deleting stuff in Beyond Wolf, particularly the big Spanish section? Frank the Redeemer, all of that is gone. But I did leave his whole entrance area, and I even told him, I'm like, if we want to do a Spanish vibe, a Spanish area, we can do it, but let's just make it more level. Let's not have this big, like, mountain in the middle of this swamp. Let's do it better. And luckily Drew was totally on board. He's like, yeah man, do what if you're rolling with an idea, go for it. And that's what I did. And so I did a bunch of cleaning up. I brought in actual alligators now. We have them swimming around all over the place. I did this garage. I did some boat removal. I got rid of that one giant boat that I had in front of Drew's kind of like warehouse area. I didn't touch any of the warehouse stuff because I really think that is some of Drew's best work that he's ever been able to pull off in Planet Zoo. Just when he got on that roll with that abandoned warehouse spot, there was no stopping him. Like, that just came out awesome with those giant, massive metal ductwork pieces, and just the kind of like the return lines, and the just the big silos that he was able to do over there. So freaking impressive, and just really, I think, fits the vibe really well. And that's kind of what I was looking at when I was looking at these Bar Mills builds. When I was looking to do this garage, I'm like, we need something. We don't need, like, I wanted to like get away from like a functional warehouse, because I'm like, okay, Beyond Wolf, it's got a bunch of warehouses, it has a bunch of workshops and stuff like that, but I'm like, what's something else this little town, like this little area would need? And I was looking around on some of the different models, and I'm like, there it is. They would need a garage. They would have to have oil changes and, repair work, tire changes, brakes, and then so I thought, okay, let me get Beyond Wolf a repair garage. And that's kind of what I've been looking at, even going forward, looking at some of those models, just thinking, okay, what would the town need? They've got Savannah's Grocery, they've got Sumi's Mailroom, Beccas Bakery, they've got Claire's Diner, they've got Aunt Crispy's, we've got the little antique store, we have Miss Queen's gambling barge out here, we've got some houses set up, we've got Bold's Landing, like that first little main entrance area when you come in. Heather and Silver Fox's stuff. We have Basics Hardware. We've got Cypress's Diner across the river. We've got Seth's Bike Shop. I think Drew even put like a strip club back in there somewhere. But yeah, so what we'll do, I'm going to jump out of the time lapse, and we'll get in here and we'll do a little tour of Beyond Wolf, because I know it's been so long since you guys have actually been in here, and I will show you what I did. I'll show you how this garage ended up turning out. I think you guys are really going to like it. I poured a lot of detail and many, many clicks into this. So yeah, let's jump into the real time and let's do us an official October Beyond Wolf tour, now that we're kind of doing our little Planet Zoo catch-up series here. So hold on one sec. Alright guys, and this is what your Beyond Wolf Nature Preserve looks like as of October 9th. So you can see I left the entrance part of Drew's Spanish area, but that mountain is gone. So that is kind of what we're rolling with now, and that was probably the biggest change that you'll notice. But I still think it has like a really cool, almost mysterious vibe back in here that I think Drew can still run with if he decides to jump back into that part. But yeah, let's just take our time and we'll go through this. See, we've already got a gator out here in this main little pond. Hello. He gave us a little blink. But yeah, this is kind of where you would get your little tickets in the little entrance area. We dedicated this first little building to Bold, so that's Bold's Landing. If you come over here, I've got my little goofball Heather G's Crawfish Shack, open 11 to 7. We've got Silver Fox's Cannery, established in 1902. And that's the side of Heather's little shrimp shack. Crawfish. And this little guy, this is for the Domez, named after Mr. Domez. That's his little tap house. One of my favorite buildings I think I've ever done in Planet Zoo is Bold's Landing. This is like her little, just little swamp, supply shack. Anything you need to make your way out into the bayou, you can get from Bold. She has got it. And if she doesn't have it, she can get it. And all her supplies, little repair garage, more supplies, little back deck over here, little boat crane, boat pulley. Drew did a really good job on this little, kind of like upper level little bridge. And then remember, he put us a little jazz band down in here. Our little jazz Franks. Coming up here, we have Linda Pruz, Swasduska. That's the little brewing factory. Then, of course, Mel. We've got Mel's kind of like a little aquamarine paint shop. Another one of my favorite builds. Mel's Marine Paint. And all her little supplies. And then we kind of figured like Mel actually like lives up at the top of her shop. And down here is where she does all her work. And you can bring your boat to her and she can sand it, pressure wash it, paint it, whatever you need done. And this is kind of like Drew fixed this up really cool as well. This is like their little Main Street area. This was actually a Suyana gift shop, if you remember, and we just kind of bayoued it all up, swamped it up. I think that came out really cool. So really, really versatile set shop. Make your way down through here. Please don't feed the gators. We've got Drew fix this up for Claire. So you've got Claire's Dockside Diner kind of flanking the right side here with back deck dining. Really, really cool. Then we've got William H Cigars. We've got William's little cigar shop. We've got Aunt Crispy's Antiques. I haven't heard from her in a while. I wonder whatever happened to Aunt Crispy. She was always fun. That's her little antique shop. Then you've got Savannah Bananas Grocery. She's got her fruits and stuff out here, and then more supplies on the inside. Put that together for Savannah, longtime supporter of the channel. Then this is another change you'll notice. Instead of having Beccas, a bakery across the river, we brought her restaurant over here to Main Street. Just because it just fit the vibe of the grocery store and all that so well, I'm like, let's just get hers over here. It kind of, it fits this whole row so much better than being way over across the river. Whereas Basics and Cypress's, they fit right there on that turn. Becca's being kind of off that main path, it just didn't look right. And now it just flanks this street really, really well. This was one of my old Christmas houses that I just thought looked really cool over here as well. Still got to do a little bit of work to it, but I think Drew was saying I needed to kind of get some vines on it, like swamp it up a little more. It's looking a little too clean over here, but I don't know, maybe that's like the mayor's house or something. Coming back here, this is how the residents get their mail. Sumi Zumi's mail room. It's on its way, all right? So that's fun. This is where the mail boat can come up and drop off everybody's packages and bills you don't want to see coming. And then if you make your way down through here, this is the garage that I just built. So service and repair, oil change, brakes. They will get all of that squared away for you here. And I put the little oil slicks, made it look like little oil slicks down here. But really what sells this building are the kind of like the old rusty billboards that I just found trolling around on Google. And I just think that just really makes this pop when otherwise it may not. Just billboards, guys. Don't forget to utilize those. I think this looks cool too. I've kind of got the plaster kind of falling off the top of the building where they've covered the brick at one time or another over the years. And then we've got that construction walls up right here because I don't know what we'll kind of do out that way. And then another one of our favorite builds that Drew did was Miss Queen's kind of casino gambling barge with the little band up top. William banned, Herman banned. Oh, Bold, you can come back. Bold was banned from the casino for a while. And then Drew did this really, really awesome overhang building before you actually get to the drawbridge that takes you across the river. And then, of course, we cannot forget about Herman's mortuary, a salvage and mortuary. Got the crash plane over here. We figured that's how Herman got here. He crash landed in the swamp and then just stayed. And Herman has got some, Herman's got some aquatic friends over here. Do not want to go swimming outside of Hermans Shack. No trespassers. Go on now. Yeah. And then we can't forget about P-Blade's Murder Shack. This might be the last room his victims see. Really, really creepy, but nonetheless. Just want to make sure I don't miss showing you guys anything. This is like my little row of houses right here, just kind of like Beyond Wolf residences, and they've got their little boats. This is the unfinished house. Drew said this is like one of his favorite things that I have ever built, was this unfinished house. I kind of got that from Red Dead Redemption 2. You remember that house at the end of Strawberry that they build on during the game while you're playing it? That's kind of the inspiration for that. Then Drew got this really awesome kind of drawbridge put in. If you make your way across the river, you come to another one of my favorite set of builds. You've got Cyrus's Diner, Shakes Burgers and Fries, over here on Bar Mill Street. It's another one of those things like where Cyrus lives up top and her business, the restaurant, is down below. Then you've got Basic Builders Hardware. This is Basic's little hardware store. Basic is on a big Valheim kick right now. If you all want to go check out his YouTube channel as well, he's doing some awesome builds. Taking a little bit of a Planet Zoo break, but he is hitting on all strides with the Valheim builds. This is Seth's Bike Shop. If you need your motorcycles, your little mopeds worked on, bring them here to Seth. He'll get you fixed up. I think that is Drew's Drew's bar. Okay, I thought that might have been the strip club hiding back there. It might still be. Drew will have to get back with us on that. There's Drew's leaking water tower that may crash into Seth's bike shop at any moment. And they're working on a little bit of a leak over here. And this is kind of getting back into Drew's real awesome neck of the woods where he kind of got these factories built for us. I come in and put these fences in place just to make it look, like just really old and run down, and like at one time this was a really happening place. But the swamp has seen some hard times. See, this is what I was talking about, all these return chutes and stuff, and this exhaust that Drew did. Just freaking awesome. Look at the tile missing on these silos, trees growing up through them. Just freaking killer. And Drew actually even has us a little bit of a railroad section set up back here that would service these factories. There's Zoov's glass shop. I don't know whatever happened to Zoov either. I haven't heard from him in a few months. It's funny, sometimes, these creators, well, I mean, look, who am I to talk? That, you see them, and then, sometimes you'll go 5 or 6 months and they're just gone. You just never hear from them again. Guess just, internet friends and life and things happen. Here's Mass Bandit's little trash barge. He comes and collects all the trash up and down the river. Over here, because Lion Rider said, are you guys actually going to have any animals in the preserve? We've got some bears. We're pretending these are North American black bears. And we've got their little setup here where you can come across over here and look in there at your bears. And then I don't think we have anything in here yet. This could be a good little raccoon spot when we get the Twilight pack. Ooh, just thinking of that though. We could do some spooky stuff in the swamp with that Twilight pack, couldn't we? They're clearing some trees and just clearing some debris. Then here's another row of my houses that I started. this one out here on the end's probably my favorite. Almost has like a little Spanish style vibe to it. Kind of like little row houses, and they kind of built them up, you know, up as much as they could to kind of help if the banks overflow or if you have a big flood. And they've got their fences up to kind of keep the critters out and the gators and all the things that go bump in the night with the little swamp creatures. Found this on the workshop, really cool, kind of like crane piece. And then over here, we've got like a little rehabilitation center for our fallow deer. So this is kind of where they hang out till they're well enough to kind of get released back out into the wild, you know. So this is their little hangout. Kind of right here on the river, and they've got their cover. So I thought that was cute. Over here, this is just kind of like trying to save some blueprints. I figured this could be like an old abandoned trading post. Remember, I built this for the water park, but I just thought it looked kind of cool out there and kind of helped, you know, extend the map out that way. But yeah, so if you've been wondering about what happened to Beyond Wolf, this is how it sits. Like I said, I've got the file right now. I don't know if Drew's kind of back into a Planet Zoo mood yet, but when he does, the file is ready. And like I said, we might have to get in here and try some spooky stuff, because remember, even Lion Rider, we never got to kind of flesh out our Neverglades idea. So that could be really cool for Beyond Wolf. Or I could even bring this over, you know, looking at it, I could even bring this over into Lost Creek, where the Gator Trail is. And that could be like Lost Creek's Boo at the Zoo skin. Just, you know, like during Boo at the Zoo, they call it the Neverglades. And I could maybe use some stuff from the Twilight pack and make it a little more spooky. But yeah, so this is what we were rolling with, guys. You have to let us know what you think, or if you missed this project or want to see us continue with it. That's it. You're like, that is a lot of work for such like a small little area, you know? Like you would think after how long we've worked on this. Oops, we've got gators pinned up. As long as we've worked on this, it would be bigger, but it's a lot of detail, a lot of little detail. Big boy. Never know where these little gators could be lurking. See if we can find any more. There were some over here by Mels earlier, because I saw it swimming away. I put a bunch in here. Okay, oh, some of them are okay, some of them are down low. That's creepy. Some of them are deep diving right now. Be careful when you drop your boat off. But yeah, that is the swamp build. So anyways, guys, I'm going to jump on out of here. Just wanted to give you a little update and see what you guys think. And, yep, I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.